Shaku Maku, everybody. Shaku Maku, all the way from Kano, northern Nigeria to Lagos. This is Hat Fact. I'm Aghogho Oboh, and I'm going to be doing this today on my own because Sandra is holed up somewhere. She's in quarantine, you know. Just kidding, a bit under the weather. But so the weather it is today, hot, sunny, 33 degrees sunny. I can feel it seeping through the ceiling here. 33 feels more like 42 degrees if you're interested in the detail. I see traffic everywhere on the island and out of the island and heading to the mainland. So just fasten, strap on the seat belts, and I will take you on a ride. Quite an unusual Monday. Usually Monday in the newsroom is the Monday where things move a little bit slowly. You know, slow news day. But I tell you, this Monday is a Monday that people in Kano will not forget in a long while to come, because the Emir of Kano, Mallam Muhamad Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, has been dethroned. And that's the news we're going to be following shortly. We have correspondents in Kano who have been pursuing this story and will be telling us all about it in a short while. Also on the Big Three today, we will be looking at Nigeria's second case of coronavirus. The federal government has responded, saying be calm, because now we have a second case of the coronavirus. I'll let you into that and give you all the information you need to know in the next couple of minutes. And then finally, Asuu. 2 weeks they've given the federal government to resolve all the lingering issues, otherwise then back on a major strike. So university lecturers one more time again on strike. On Checkpoint, which is a security and safety program on 99.3 Nigeria Info, we will be looking at the Amotekun story. It is the Southwest Security Regional Network group that has generated lots of controversy. They found a way around it because they took it to the states, and the bill has been passed by at least 5 or 6 states in the Southwest. The governors are about to start to sign those bills into law. I know Sheyi Makinde for your state will tomorrow sign that one into law. The governor of Lagos State also to store in the document, according to the Commissioner for Information. And that bill will be passed most likely rather than not. And we will have discussions with the former Minister of Defense at 4 p.m. And then, big hat fact, over the weekend was National Women's Day, but we're going to stay with a big conversation going on. The public hearing just ended in Abuja, which is about the social media bill. You know, what you know as protection from the internet falsehood and manipulation bill, what we now call the social media bill. I've been following the debate, so we'll speak with one of the participants on the Big Hat Fact. And then at 6 p.m. after the major news, we'll have conversations with Rufai at 6:15. So we've got a loaded package, and I think it's great for you to be right with your number one news talk and sports station 99.3 as we take you to the...
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. And so first, let me, in case you don't know, so I'll play this one first. And this is from the Secretary of the Kano State Government. And then let's hear what he has to say.
Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR, has unanimously approved the immediate removal, dethronement of the Emir of Kano Emirate, Muhammad Sanusi II. The Emir of Kano is in total disrespect lawful instructions from the office of the state governor and other local authorities, including his persistent refusal to attend official meetings and the programs organized by the government without any lawful justification, which amounts to total insubordination. It is on record, and in so many instances, Muhammad Sanusi II has been found breaching Part 3, Section 13A to E of the Kano State Emirate Law 2019, and which, if left unchecked, will destroy the good and established image of Kano State Emirate. This removal is made after due consultations with the relevant stakeholders and in compliance with Part 3, Section 13 of the Kano State Emirate Law 2019 and other reasons stated above. The removal was reached in order to safeguard the sanctity, culture, tradition, religion, and the prestige of the Kano Emirate, built over 1,000 years. His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR.
All right, and goes on, and that signaled the end of the should we say the tenure of Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, or Muhammad Sanusi now, as the Emir of Kano. Abdurrahman Balarabe Isa is in Kano, is a correspondent there. Hello, Abdurrahman.
Hello.
Great to have you join us in Lagos, and I'm sure you can imagine this story is number one all across the country. In Lagos, we're getting lines buzzing, wondering what exactly is going on in Kano. So first and foremost, give us an idea of first how the people in Kano are taking this story.
Well, thanks for having me. As a matter of fact, and honestly speaking, the people of Kano State are in a shock right now. It's a development that most of us do not expect, and it just happened just like that. Even though we know quite for some time, the relationship between the governor of Kano State and, of course, the Emir, the former Emir, Muhammad Sanusi II, has been sour, and it has not been a very good one. And since that time, people have been agitating. Party loyalists to Ganduje, of course, have been agitating for the dethronement of Sanusi, which they have tried to make it happen through a number of petitions blaming him for not respecting the office of the governor of Kano State. But today we have seen it has happened. And just as you rightly put it, it's the end of this tenure of Muhammad Sanusi II. And of course, let's not forget that a similar occurrence that happened during his grandfather's regime. They don't see eye to eye with the then governor Abubakar Rimi, and it led to his dethronement also then. And history, we can say, has repeated itself right now.
I also understand that there have been scenes at the State Assembly when this was brought up. What exactly is the situation now?
Well, the State House of Assembly, it was rowdy actually a few hours ago, and following the move by PDP members of the House of Assembly who were against the idea of dethroning Muhammad Sanusi II, and they were supposed to have compiled their report today, but that was chaos actually. Some of the members actually took the maze, and they were trying to go away with it, but they were stopped. And it went for a recess, I think, for about 30 minutes or an hour or so. And then they came back again to say, well, there wasn't an agreement whatsoever, and they had to reschedule the sitting to further notice, even though we don't have a tentative date right now.
What about the whereabouts of the Emir? We understand that he's yet to have been briefed by anyone. he's not made any comments public yet, but do you have any information about the whereabouts of the Emir?
Well, absolutely. We haven't had any official statement by the Emirate Council up to this moment, but reports reaching us right now have confirmed that the Emir was spotted leaving the Emirate Council. He was being escorted by the Commissioner of Police, CP Muhamad, out of the Emirate Council.
I mean, these are dramatic times in Kano. He's always been one of the more vocal emirs in the history of Kano. And well, what would you say people will remember the emir of Muhammad Sanusi II most about?
Well, honestly, I will say that Emir Muhammad Sanusi II will always be remembered as an emir, as a leader who have always fought for the rights of the common man, especially women and small children. Women and small children. He has always advocated for their rights. He has always advocated and sought for a change on how especially Hausa men treat their wives in general. Muhammad Sanusi II have always kicked against that, divorces, and how northern men in particular leave their wives without settlements, and how they don't really sponsor their children's education and what have you. It is a problem that has eaten deep into the fabric of the northern people. And I will tell you that it has been a problem because in Kano right now, let me be specific, people tend to be, confused about what is actually religion and what is actually culture. And that has been a major problem in Kano State right now. That's why you see there are a number of divorce cases, out-of-school children, orphans, children roaming about, and nobody to cater for them. These are the kinds of changes Emir Muhammad Sanusi sought to bring in Kano State. But then, on the contrary, I think probably the method the Emir used in addressing such a problem does not sit well with the administration, with the politicians, with the governor. Because, of course, politician is always going to be a politician. They don't like criticism, open criticism. And I think probably you can say that Emir Sanusi was not really diplomatic on his approach to address such a problem, which the governor couldn't handle at some point, and it led us here.
Let me take you this finally. There have been a number of comments following the dethronement of Emir Sanusi. This is from Senator Shehu Sani, who was with the 8th Assembly. He said that the removal of Emir Sanusi represents the incompatibility of the crown and conscience, the consequences of dissent against established norms, and the heavy price of holding principles in our north. It's also revealed the intolerance and toxicity of the liquor of power. Was it possible as being an emir you can remove the cultural or spiritual gap separate from the political power without getting into trouble?
Well, I believe there's a way the Emir could have done that. I mean, the late Emir Aghogho have done it. He was a part of the Shekaro's administration in the name of a program called Aghogho Oboh. The late Emir was an integral part of that program. Now, Aghogho Oboh was a flagship program of the then administration, which Aghogho was fully a part of. Now, I believe I'm going to take us back to what I said earlier, that it is actually the approach. The Emir is supposed to be a leader, a father to the people. He's supposed to be someone that will protect the interests of especially the common man. Now, for him to be able to do that, I think there's a kind of understanding, a synergy between him and the executive, which is what was lacking right now in Kano. Now, but on the contrary, what most people are saying is that why disintegrate a system that stood for almost 1,000 years? just to get rid of an emir. Now, he has integrated the system, bringing in additional emirate councils and what have you, reducing the powers of the emirate council, and then he still had to resort to dethroning the emir. Now, most people are wondering, what's the point? Why not do it in the first place? Why not solve yourself and the administration and a lot of people the stress, the pain that the people of Kano State have to go through right now?
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. You've been most useful. Abdurrahman Balarabe Isa, correspondent in Kano with Arewa. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right, always a pleasure. Okay, so we'll get back to get your comments and reaction. Number of you are itching to join the conversation, but right after this break, we'll continue.
Right here on the Big Three on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, welcome back. It's 3:30. I'm Aghogho Oboh, and on the Big Three, we're talking about the first big story, which has been getting all of the traction online and offline, the dethronement of Muhamad Sanusi II, the Emir of Kano. Early this morning, it was first made known to us there was a possibility by our crew in Kano, and then it was confirmed before midday. Earlier on, we had Alhaji Usman Alhaji, who is the Secretary of the State Government, reading out the press statement by Governor Umar Ganduje, saying that Sanusi Lamido had contravened several areas in the state government's opinion. In other words, it was inevitable that he had to be removed, and so the governor unanimously approved the removal as well as the dethronement of the Emir of Kano. And our correspondent there in Kano just updating us on exactly what is going on in Kano, saying everything is okay, it's all calm. That was Abdurrahman Balarabe Isa. Our numbers, get your reactions. 0700 993 993 993. Again, 0700 993 993 and 993. In case you're not fortunate enough to call us online, talk to us on WhatsApp. Send us a message, 080 959 Do you support traditional rulers or cultural leaders like the Emir of Kano questioning and criticizing political leadership, which is what Shehu Sani Senator seems to suggest has been the price that Sanusi Lamido Sanusi has had to pay? Let's see who is on the line. Or do I go to WhatsApp first and see if anyone is there for me? Let me run over to the phone lines and see who we have here. Makushi.
How are you?
I'm brilliant. How are you?
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm fine. Only that every day we have some.
Every day you have what? Oh. Sorry about that. Let's see. All right, I see Tunde.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Tunde. Good afternoon.
How you working everything?
Brilliant. How's Lekki today?
We're doing all right. I'm doing all right.
All right, let's go ahead.
Go to the Emir stage.
Please go on.
Okay. All the enemies of Jonathan, like I said before, they will fall. All the enemies of Jonathan will fall in this country. The Lord himself will send a punishment against them.
All right. Well, moving away from Jonathan, as a cultural or traditional leader, you think he was in his right to have criticized the governor in the way he ran?
He has the right to criticize the evil policy of the government, but he was taking it too far because he brought the same government into power. He brought the same APC into power. And now he's not criticizing them. He's going to have a warfare with them. It is locked. So let's concern. All the enemies of Jonathan will fall in this country. If they don't fight, they'll keep fighting themselves, each one of them. I don't want to mention names. All of them will just for this country to make progress. Those enemies of this country must fall. They must go down.
All right, Tunde, we get your point. Emma from Akoka. Let's hear what you have to say. Hello, Emma.
Shaku Maku.
Hey, Makushi.
Well done. You are flying solo today.
Yes, I'm flying solo. Not exactly sure it's Makushi in Kano.
Yeah. Hope nothing's wrong with my sister or Makandia Mama.
Nothing. She's just under the weather, but I guess by tomorrow she should be in.
Aghogho, you see, when your father beats you in public, it's one thing. But when somebody else beats you in public and your father does nothing, when you get to ask him, Daddy, why did you not say anything when they are beating me? Do you understand?
Right.
Because, it's not Ganduje that's my problem in this whole scenario. It's the silence of some people that should be talking. Remember that Ganduje was in trouble. Some people held his hand and said that it's the best thing to slice bread. They held his hand and said they didn't understand the technology. But when something happened, the silence here is loud. So my problem is not with Ganduje, it's the politics of things that are happening. Do you understand? When you endorse something by quiet, see, the most powerful strategy in warfare is inaction. It's not action. So my question is, what is the silence that led to it? Just like Oshomole. You should not be fighting in court when some people with power should be saying something. The lion is not the king of the jungle because of his size, but because of his position. So when he talks, everybody answers. Do you understand?
Yes, I hear.
So there's a lot of calculation that's happening. Like I said, the biggest problem with the broom is that the lion will not be on the table in 2023. So everybody is trying to secure themselves. Let me leave it like that.
Thank you very much, MI. No one does the proverbs better than MI. Thank you very much. Chris from Okoko Michael is on standby. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Chief Oboh. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. I just want to comment on...
Please go ahead.
Okay. Honestly, it's most unfortunate. Honestly, I did expect this a long time ago. I have long expected this because this must be the ending result. Because right from the onset, even before the election, that was when the battle started. I'm not surprised, but it's most unfortunate. I think it's not a crime. There's no better time for the government. For the National Assembly, if possible, to give some legal backing for all our traditional rulers. Supposing there is part of the Constitution supporting the throne, I don't think what happened today should have been the case. Because these people are the custodians of the culture. They are more closer to the people in the rural areas in most cases. So, removing the man who has stood against all odds, a core northerner, well-educated, who has stood his ground to fight. So
you don't think he crossed any lines by deciding to criticize? All right. Yes. Okay, Chris. Thank you very much. Samuel is at Ijesha, and we will get to you straight away. Hello, Samuel.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go on.
First time caller.
Hey, I don't have... great to have you join, but not a first-time listener, I guess. You do listen often, do you?
Yeah, I do listen.
All right. Thank you for calling in for the first time, Samuel. Please go ahead.
What I want to say is that the problem with some of these northerners is that, especially the northern leaders, they don't want the truth to be said. So they want they want everything to continue to be how it has been for the for the past 100 and something years. They don't want any change. If you look at Emir Sanusi wanted to change many things. But the powers that be will not allow him to do it. So the best is all they have to do is to remove him. So that when they remove him, everything things will still continue.
So Samuel, you don't think traditional or cultural leaders cross the lines when they decide to go against elected public officers?
I don't see any line that he crossed. The man was saying the truth. He was saying the truth. It's just because the governor didn't like him because of their political differences. That is the thing. Had it been that the man supported him well during the election of 2019, he would have not had this problem. But because he did not support him, that is why he is having the problem. So I wish the Emir good luck.
All right.
But I'm sure that he will still come back to fight.
Well,
he will still be fighting them wherever he is.
Well, exactly. Well, definitely he will, but not as an emir then. All right, thank you very much, Samuel. Okay, I'll take some messages on WhatsApp on this story and then quickly run the second story on the Big Three, which is also very important. Now, this is Samuel from Ikorodu says that this Sanusi's issue genuinely confirms the deteriorating state of the country. The traditional ruler's power was and should still be higher than that of the political officers, but due to corruption and greed, politics took over. Note, history will positively remember Sanusi. That's Samuel from Ikorodu. EJ says, EJY, EJ says, Makushi, yes, Shaku Maku to you. The dust has settled at last in Kano. Let's move on with our lives. B, rhetorical question. Ruben from Ikpaja says, for me, Emir Sanusi's dethronement is a blessing in disguise. Let him fully join active politics. He will make more impact and change the status quo in that part of the country. That would be a good question to ask him. What's next for him? CBN governor turned Emir. What next? Good afternoon, Shaku Maku. Makushi to you. Please, did your Kano correspondent just say the CP of Kano has escorted former Emir Sanusi out of Kano? Kindly enlighten me on this. Yes, exactly. That's what he said. He said there are reports which suggested that the Commissioner of Police escorted him out. Because you see, once he's dethroned, he has to leave not just the Kano Emirate. He has to leave the Kano Emirate Council. But anywhere in Kano he can, but he cannot come back to that location. Let me take this last one and I get to the second story. Francis says, I encourage the deposed Emir to run for governor of Kano State. Payback when the time is right. Okay, let's go to the second story, and this is with the corona virus. In case you're just waking up, there's been a new infection, and this is by a Nigerian who came in contact, remember the Italian who tested positive for the virus in Lagos. The Minister of Health a short while ago told journalists in Edo State that the situation is under control. This patient, who hasn't been named, has been in isolation in the last 2 weeks and is now under quarantine. Hanire added that the fresh virus tested positive on the 8th of March, which was yesterday. So if you had listened to the Center for Disease Control saying that it was just one yesterday, this is updated from yesterday. Now, the minister in that press conference said that the confirmed case is an Ogun State contact of the index case, but he has no significant clinical symptoms, which brings the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Nigeria to 2. The minister also says that since the outbreak of the disease in China and the subsequent spread to other countries, one of the important strategies at the containment stage has been to identify all contacts, ensure that strict isolation tactics are followed duly to check for symptoms of the disease. He's also said that, and just to repeat and re-emphasize to all our listeners here, that this newly confirmed case in Nigeria is not a new importation, but a contact of the index case who has since been in isolation. The patient still does not have any medical symptoms and has been sent to the infectious disease facility. And he goes on and on to explain how all of those who had been in contact with the index case have been quarantined and been monitored. So we have a new case here, and just to remind you what the minister says, with no clinical symptoms to show that this is worse than the index case and everything is under control. So call us, tell us what you think. We are doing a good job in handling the coronavirus. Tell us whether you trust the government's ability to make sure that this is contained just within those who were in contact within the reach of the Italian, who is the index case, and not an importation. Again, numbers to call. You can also contribute to the first story, which is the dethronement of the Emir of Kano. Let's see. I see that Alexander in Lekki has been on standby. Hello, Alexander. Hello, Alex. All right, we don't have Alex there anymore. Who do we have? I think I can get on WhatsApp quickly and see if I had missed any of the earlier messages. All right, none of that coming in. So call us. Let's hear what you have to say. Second case of coronavirus has now been detected in Nigeria. Not an imported case, but one that was within the circle of the people who had been in contact with the Italian, the index case. The Minister of Health a short while ago telling journalists that everything was under control and that I was doing a good job in ensuring that only stays within those who had come in contact. A total of 219 contacts of the index case, just to remind you, were identified. They included contacts from hotel, workplace, and hospital, when he landed in the country. And of all the suspected cases in Edo, Lagos, Ogun Federal Capital Territory, and Kano State, none have been confirmed yet. Moses is at Isolo and wants to join the conversation.
Hello, Aghogho.
Hello, Moses.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How is Isolo today?
Well, cool as it can be.
All right, good. Please go ahead.
Said wisdom is the principal valor, if I get it right.
Good. Get it, right?
When you're in position of authority, a position you actually benefit from, you don't presently confront such. The man, the throne, reminds me of John the Baptist in the Bible.
Yeah, what happened to John the Baptist? Oh, boy, the connection lost there with Moses. But if you do come back, tell us what happened to John the Baptist. I'd like to know. Who is next? While we get Lucky, whether this be his lucky day in Lekki, let's see. Hello, Lucky.
Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Brilliant, my brother. How are you?
Good afternoon.
All right, please go ahead. Hello, Lucky.
About this Sanusi of 18.
Yeah.
I will advise the man to contest 23 and is going to win the election, I bet you.
For governorship or president?
Governorship Kano State. To win the governorship of Kano State.
Okay. That'll be one for the movie producers in Nollywood to work on, I'm sure, and Kannywood to collaborate on. All right. Thank you very much, Lucky. Callers, let's see. I see Levi in Lekki. Hello, Levi.
Hi.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm brilliant.
Okay. So I would like to talk about the dethronement of Emir Sanusi.
Yeah. Now defunct.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you see, I don't subscribe to the theory that Sanusi was overreaching or that his criticism was too much. Because if you think of it, if everybody who is in position of authority and gaining something is shut up because of what they are gaining, and the society just goes belly up. Everything goes wrong. So I think it's commendable that he knew, knowing that he could lose the throne, stood steadfast on the side of the people. I mean, the things that he revealed within the short time that he was criticizing the government have shown us that the North can actually stand up and get things right if they have people like him in position of authority. Which brings me to the fact that he can actually contest. Perhaps he wins. So maybe he should go into active politics and he will become a colossus in the North. I believe so.
All right, Levi. Thank you very much. That be the number one question on the lips of every journalist who has the opportunity to interview Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, whether he will be wooed into politics. Emeka from Festac. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, how is Festival Town?
Festac is cool.
All right, go ahead.
My brother, it's not that the news nowadays is very, very fast. I will count this dethronement of Emir Sanusi as fake. But I've seen it from multiple sources.
Yes.
Sometimes politicians don't remember tomorrow. This is a man who is occupying a temporary office. I mean the governor. Very soon now he'll become an ordinary person. And some of these things they are doing is to create permanent thought from people's hearts. To me, that seat of Emir did not add anything to the pedigree of Sanusi. It even reduced him because this is a global citizen that surrendered his own ambition to become impactful leader in that locality. Until, after betting some dirty politics, they sacrifice him now. Again, it shows that in APC, it seems they don't have control of anything. Because if you consider all those intra squabbles among Obaseki, Osomole, among Ganduje, among all intra squabbles, these are things ordinarily, even the one between NSA and Abakari, these are things ordinarily an influential leader will say, boy, what is all this? But see how we have gotten ourselves into. Because people do not know where their boundaries end. What issue of this quarantine of 18 about this coronavirus?
Yes.
I'm thinking that the world might not be doing the right thing. Because if you quarantine 10 people in a place,
right,
and only one of them had coronavirus, there's possibility to infect other people. And that might be the reason why this thing is spreading.
Well, you mean for Nigeria or outside Nigeria now?
I'm talking everywhere.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
it should be self-isolation. Putting people in a kind of place. Because one person can infect 20 people, and they will say, yes, they have turned out positive. How? You understand? So, in as much as they are trying to contain it, they should also not help to spread it. Because the more people get involved with that, the more it got spread.
All right. Thank you very much, Emeka from Festac. I'll get a last story so that I can then open the phone line so that we can all have a conversation. And again, get all the messages on WhatsApp also, too. The last story has to do with another story that seems to never have an end. You know, the never-ending story. This time, Asuu has begun 2 weeks warning strike. And a short while ago, the president of Asuu, Professor Biodun Ogunyemi, told journalists that after the National Executive Committee had met, that the issues, which include the following: alleged imposition of the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, what we call the IPPIS, the poor funding and proliferation of state universities, non-remittance of third-party reduction of salaries of members, and non-payment of February 2020 salaries, and several other issues. This has informed a decision to embark on a warning strike. 2 weeks be enough to implement all of these outstanding issues? I do not know. Like they say, the answer is blowing in the wind. For good measure, they threw in things like security architecture should be rejigged to address daunting challenges in the country, infrastructural decay. But all of that is just things to deal with generally, but not with respect to Asuu. Asuu's problem more has to do with the IPPS funding proliferation of state universities. Will 2 weeks be enough to deal with Asuu's worries and then embark on a full-blown strike? I'm going to come to the phone line, but first let me go to WhatsApp to see what you are saying. This is Comrade Momo Nasser. He's at Sunshine Estate in Idimu in Lagos. He says that Emir Sanusi has done nothing wrong. We Northerners are specialists in bringing critics down. Remember, Shehu Sani, we ourselves are our own problem. The silence of PMB on all of these issues, he says. Kano State is suffering from the desecration of the sacred traditional custodian of the people's culture, norms, and values. Because the Kanoans, never heard that before. Maybe Kanoites, but he says Kanoans have chosen to remain silent where it matters most for them to lend their voices. Akem is in Bebu Aswan community in Cross River State. Coco Johnson says the government officials are doing a good job of sharing the coronavirus funds, he says, among themselves. Let them keep lying about the virus. But there's coronavirus, though, Coco Johnson. In case you think of the conspiracy theories, this one isn't one of them, I can assure you. I don't know the reason the northern governors don't want to hear the truth. Well, they have done their best. Good luck to them. Good afternoon. Coronavirus, sorry for Africans, and it knows we've suffered too much in the hands of our leaders already. Chike from Akute is also said Sanusi wined and dined with the northern elite and joined them to shout Jonathan out of power. He who dines with the devil must possess a long spoon. If you ask if it is wrong for traditional rulers to interfere in political matters, we have a challenge of making deities of leader. Am I from Akoka? Thank you. I can take, I see, will I be able to take three calls a minute each for everyone who is going to come in now? 1 minute, and then I will hear what you have to say. Now, Sanusi will have time to wear suits. Kufuruji Oluwaseyi said, I guess his banker friend longing to have him at some of those banking functions as soon as possible. Who do we have on the line? Going, and okay, I'll go back to WhatsApp. I see so many calls trying to come in at the same time, huh? But Chinedum from Apapa says, had it been the rights of the royal fathers are enshrined in the Constitution, do you think that this will be happening in Kano State? Please, the former Emir should not relent but join active politics so as to acquire the right of power to assist his people. Okay. Ajuluchuku says, APC is the real challenge Nigeria has been having from time immemorial. They easily remove Sanusi, who is a great asset in the north, and are fighting to retain Oshomole, who has been heating up the polity. He threw Oshomole somehow into that conversation. I've got to take two calls now. Olumiwa from Maja, quickly. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Within my 1 minute, I can say immediately Sanusi became the emir.
Yes.
He has been so focused, telling the northern elders that stop building mosque, build school, and they are not comfortable with that language. So it's like the man wanted to liberate the northern citizens, those they are calling ordinary, and the ally don't like it, so they use all means to remove him. And I want to beg Sanusi to come back into politics. We need him in the politics. In conclusion, our government, coronavirus is not Nigeria disease, so they wait patiently so that it become Nigeria disease. So unfortunately.
All right, thank you very much for your comments. Felix is at Oregon and will be the last caller on this segment. Hello, Felix.
Comrade Felix.
All right, go ahead.
I think the way the politics in Nigeria is going is taking us in a way that we have problems in the nearest future. Just because an emir is against the ambition of a governor, I don't think this is the way we will go. Because the emir is representing his people, just that the governor have opportunity to give him power to operate. That does not mean it is the governor that determines his tenure of office. Also, I don't think it will help the system. That means they are forcing people to be in line with their ambition. It's not by force. As an emir, you can decide to support whoever you felt you will support in political terrain. If you decide to stand and defend,
right,
not supporting any you can do. But I don't think it's the best way to take Nigeria to the next level we want to be.
All right. Thank you very much, Felix. And that puts a wrap to conversations on the Big Three. Up next is checkpoint, safety and security issues. We'll be looking at Amotekun, what you know as the Western Nigeria Security Network. And it's been generating lots of controversy, but they found a way around it. The state assemblies have passed bills, 5 out of 6, and now the state governors putting pen to paper to sign into law many of the bills which the state assemblies had passed. I know that Seyi Makinde of Oyo State will be the latest within 24 hours when he will sign that bill into law following what happened in Ondo as well as in Ekiti. So we're speaking with the former Minister of Defense at the top of the hour, so please don't go anywhere.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.